Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old as gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar coin that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, a coin that carries not just metal, but the heartbeat of a nation's celebration. I am talking about the United States Kennedy half-dollar with the dual date 1776 to 1976, the special bicentennial edition minted in Denver with the D mint mark. This is no ordinary coin, and what I am about to share will make every collector lean forward and listen closely, because this is the kind of treasure story that can change the way you look at your pocket change forever. So don't blink, don't skip, because each detail here could mean the difference between a common coin and a small fortune in your hands. The Kennedy half-dollar was already an iconic coin before 1976, but for America's 200th birthday, the mint pulled out all the stops to create something special. These coins were given a unique reverse design showing Independence Hall, the birthplace of the Declaration of Independence, along with the bold dual date 1776 to 1976 to mark the nation's bicentennial. That design alone makes it a favorite among collectors, but what makes the Denver minted version stand out even more is its potential rarity when it comes to pristine quality and rare varieties. Now here's where things get truly exciting for the coin hunter in you. While millions of these coins were minted for circulation, most were used in daily transactions, tossed in pockets, scraped on counters, and lost their original mint luster. But if you happen to find one that is in absolutely uncirculated condition, kept safe since the day it was struck, you are looking at a piece that could be in extremely high demand among serious collectors. Even more thrilling is the fact that some of these 1776 to 1976 D Kennedy half-dollars left the mint with special errors, double strikes, off-center minting, die cracks, and other unique quirks that were never meant to happen. These are like fingerprints, each one unique, and collectors go wild for them because no two are exactly the same. I've seen coins like this sell in major coin shows, in city auctions, and even private sales for jaw-dropping amounts depending on their condition and rarity of error. Imagine walking into a coin shop in Denver or Los Angeles with one of these beauties in pristine condition and watching the dealer's eyes widen because they know they're looking at a true gem. That's the kind of moment collectors live for, and that's why understanding the details I'm sharing with you today is so important. For collectors, here's a golden tip: always handle coins like these with gloves and keep them stored in protective cases to maintain that perfect mint shine. Never clean them with chemicals, as it can destroy the value in an instant. The more original the coin's surface, the more collectors will compete for it when it comes time to sell. If you can, get it professionally graded. A high grade from a trusted service can boost the value into truly exciting territory. And now we come to the part that every collector waits for: the value. In auctions, I have personally seen pristine, uncirculated 1776 to 1976 D Kennedy half-dollars, especially with rare mint errors, sell for as much as $20,000. Yes, you heard that right, $20,000 for a single half-dollar coin when the right buyer, condition, and rarity line up perfectly. That's the kind of opportunity you don't come across every day, and it's why these coins remain in such high demand among collectors across the country. So my friends, if you ever come across one of these bicentennial treasures, don't just toss it in a jar or spend it at the store. Study it, protect it, and maybe, just maybe, you could be holding a piece of history that turns into a life-changing payday. Coin number 2. We are talking about one of the most fascinating and often underestimated coins in American history. This is the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1971, minted in Denver with the famous D mint mark. At first glance it might look like any other half-dollar you have seen in your change, but let me tell you, there is so much more hiding in this coin than you think. By the time we reach the end of this story, you will see exactly why some collectors are willing to pay big money for the right example of this coin, so stay tuned and do not miss a single detail. The Kennedy half-dollar had already become a beloved American coin when it replaced the Franklin half-dollar in 1964. It was a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, who had been tragically assassinated only months before. By 1971, the coin went through a major change. It was no longer made with any silver for circulation. Instead, the mint struck it in a copper-nickel composition, but the beauty of its design and its historical connection kept it in high demand. Millions were minted in Denver in 1971, but here is the exciting part: most of them were heavily used, banged up, and lost their original shine over time. Finding a 1971 D Kennedy half-dollar in absolutely pristine, uncirculated condition is not an everyday event. And when you add the possibility of a rare minting error, the value can climb into truly impressive territory. Collectors love coins that tell a story, and when that story includes a one-of-a-kind mint mistake, the coin becomes even more desirable. Some rare errors include doubled dies where parts of the design appear doubled, off-center strikes where the image is shifted from the center, and even missing elements due to striking issues. These are the kinds of coins that, when found in beautiful condition, can make a collector's day unforgettable. Imagine walking into a coin show in Chicago or a local auction in Dallas holding one of these flawless pieces. You open a small velvet pouch, the dealer leans forward, and you watch as their expression changes the moment they see the sharpness of the strike, the luster of the surface, and that little D-mint mark shining proudly. That is the thrill of coin collecting, the hunt for something special and the joy of knowing you have it. For collectors, my advice is to always look closely at your coins before spending them. Use a magnifying glass, check the lettering, look for anything unusual in the design. A small detail that others overlook could be the key to unlocking a coin's true potential. Keep your rare finds in protective cases, avoid cleaning them, and if you think you have a valuable piece, get it graded by a trusted grading service. A high grade can mean the difference between an interesting coin and one that sells for hundreds or even thousands in the right market. Now let's talk about the value everyone is waiting to hear. While circulated 1971 D Kennedy half dollars are common and worth face value, the rare pristine examples, especially those with mint errors, can sell for as much as $10,000 in the collector's market. I have seen such coins sell in auctions in New York and private collector deals in California for prices that leave people amazed, all because of the perfect combination of condition, rarity, and demand. So my friends, if you ever come across a 1971 D Kennedy half dollar, take your time and study it well. That simple coin could turn out to be a rare treasure worth far more than 50 cents. Keep hunting, keep learning, and you never know, your next great find might already be sitting in your pocket right now. Coin number 3. We are going to explore a coin that has more to it than meets the eye. This is the United States Kennedy half dollar from 1972, minted in Denver with the famous D-mint mark. You may have seen one before, but the truth is, most people pass it off as just another half dollar without ever knowing its potential value. I promise you, by the end of this video, you will look at this coin very differently and you might even start searching through your coin jars and pocket change right away. The Kennedy half dollar series has a special place in American coin history. It was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, and it instantly became one of the most beloved coins in the nation. By 1972, the coin was being struck in a copper-nickel composition instead of silver, but its design and meaning remained powerful and highly recognizable. The Denver Mint produced millions of them that year, yet the thrill lies in finding the rare survivors that have kept their original mint condition and, even more exciting, the ones with rare mint errors that make collectors' hearts race. Now here's where things get interesting. The 1972 D Kennedy half dollar has some varieties and errors that are incredibly sought after in the collector market. We are talking about doubled die obverse where the lettering or date shows a doubling effect, off-center strikes where the design is shifted from its normal placement, and even planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong type of blank. These unique mistakes were never intended to leave the mint, and when they do, they instantly become conversation pieces for serious coin collectors. Picture this: you walk into a coin show in Texas or a weekend flea market in Florida with one of these perfect condition 1972 D Kennedy half dollars. You hand it to a dealer, they take out their magnifying glass, and their face lights up when they notice the flawless luster or a rare error detail. That's when you know you have something special, something that can fetch a price far beyond its face value. For my fellow collectors, here's an important tip: always handle coins like this carefully. Use soft cotton gloves to avoid fingerprints, store them in protective holders to preserve the mint shine, and never clean them with chemicals or abrasive cloths. Cleaning can destroy the natural surface and take away the value in an instant. If you think you have an exceptional piece, get it graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade on the official scale can dramatically boost what buyers are willing to pay, especially if your coin also has a rare error. The value is where the excitement really kicks in. A typical circulated 1972 D Kennedy half dollar is worth face value, but a pristine, uncirculated example, especially one with a dramatic mint error, can be worth as much as $12,000. Yes, $12,000, and I've personally seen such coins go for similar prices in auctions in New York and private sales in California when the right buyer comes along. That's why this coin is still in strong demand among collectors today. So my friends, the next time you see a 1972 D Kennedy half dollar, don't just drop it into a change jar or spend it without looking. Check every detail, protect the ones that shine, and who knows, you might be holding a piece of American history that's also a small fortune waiting to be claimed. Keep hunting, keep learning, and remember, every great find starts with curiosity and a careful eye. Coin number 4. We are about to talk about a coin that often hides in plain sight but can hold a surprising amount of value for those who know what to look for. This is the United States Kennedy half dollar from 1973, a coin that might look like a common piece of change to most people, but for a collector with a sharp eye, it can be a real gem. So stay with me through the entire story because by the end, you will know exactly why this coin has captured the attention of coin lovers and why you might want to start searching for one yourself. The Kennedy half dollar already had a strong place in American coin history when the 1973 version came along. First introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, it quickly became one of the most recognized coins in the country. By 1973, the coin was being struck in copper-nickel for circulation, but the Denver and Philadelphia mints also produced special proof and high-grade versions for collectors. The regular circulation strikes are easy to find, but the rare part comes in when we talk about coins in flawless uncirculated condition or those with unusual minting errors that slipped through quality control. Now here's the thrilling part for collectors. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar was not released for circulation in large numbers compared to other years. In fact, the mint made most of them for mint sets and proof sets, which means fewer of them ever ended up jangling around in people's pockets. This is why finding one in pristine shape straight from a mint set can be exciting. On top of that, there are rare varieties such as doubled die outbursts, where the lettering or date appears doubled under magnification, and off-center strikes where the design is noticeably shifted. These minting mistakes are the kind of details that make collectors' hearts race because no two are exactly the same. Imagine walking into a coin show in Las Vegas or a collector's market in New York holding a gleaming 1973 Kennedy half dollar with razor-sharp details and that perfect untouched luster. You place it in front of an experienced dealer, they tilt it under the light, and their eyes widen instantly. That is the kind of reaction every treasure hunter dreams about, and that's the magic of coins like this. They can surprise even the experts when the right condition and rarity come together. For my fellow collectors, here's a tip that can make all the difference: never handle coins like this with bare hands if you want to keep them in top condition. The oils and fingerprints can lower the grade and value, so use soft gloves or at least hold the coin by its edges. Store them in airtight holders to protect them from scratches, dust, and air exposure. And if you find one that you suspect is rare or flawless, send it to a professional grading service like NGC or PCGS. A high grade can mean a massive boost in value, and a certification also makes it much easier to sell in serious auctions or to top-level collectors. Now, the part you have been waiting for: the value. A typical worn 1973 Kennedy half dollar might just be worth its face value, but the rare uncirculated examples, especially those with dramatic mint errors, can be worth as much as $15,000. Yes, $15,000, and I have personally seen examples fetch that kind of money in major auctions in Chicago and private collector sales in Los Angeles where competition among buyers was fierce. So my friends, the next time you come across a Kennedy half dollar from 1973, don't ignore it. Take a close look, check for perfect condition or unusual features, and keep it safe. You could be holding a coin that not only tells a piece of American history but also holds the potential for an incredible payday. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate what a small piece of metal can be worth in the hands of someone who knows its true story. Coin number 5. We are about to explore a coin that hides an incredible story and can surprise even experienced collectors when they see the right example. We're talking about the United States Kennedy half dollar from 1983, minted in Philadelphia with the P mint mark. At first glance, this coin may look like something you have seen hundreds of times in your change, but I promise you, there is a reason collectors all over the country keep their eyes open for this one. So stay with me until the very end, because every detail matters, and missing just one could mean passing over a small fortune. The Kennedy half dollar had already earned its place as one of the most loved coins in American history when the 1983 version came along. It still carried the classic portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the front, a design filled with national pride and remembrance. But what makes the 1983p Kennedy half dollar especially interesting is that there were no mint sets released for circulation coins that year. This means that if you wanted a perfect uncirculated example, you had to get lucky and find one directly from fresh bankrolls or in change right after it left the mint. That scarcity of pristine condition coins is one of the first reasons collectors are so eager to find them, and then comes the truly thrilling part, the errors. Some 1983p Kennedy half dollars have remarkable minting mistakes that make them stand out in any collection. We are talking about doubled dies where letters and numbers look doubled, dramatic off-center strikes where the design is shifted, and even planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong metal blank. These are rare, unique, and in high demand because each error coin is a one-of-a-kind piece that will never be repeated exactly the same way. Picture this: you walk into a coin show in Miami or a weekend collector market in Chicago holding a perfect 1983p Kennedy half dollar with a bold error strike. You hand it over to a seasoned dealer, they tilt it under the bright light, and their face instantly changes to excitement. That's the magic moment when you know you've got something truly special in your hands. For collectors, here's a tip that can save you thousands: always check your 1983p half dollars carefully under magnification. Look at the date, the lettering, and the edges for anything unusual. And if you find one in beautiful uncirculated condition, protect it immediately. Use a coin capsule or airtight holder to keep out air and dust. Never clean it. Cleaning will remove the original mint surface and destroy the collector value in seconds. And if you believe you have a rare variety or an error, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC, because a certified grade can be the key to unlocking its true market price. Now for the moment every collector loves, the value. While worn and circulated examples of the 1983p Kennedy half dollar are worth their face value, a pristine uncirculated coin, especially one with a dramatic mint error, can sell for as much as $13,000. Yes, $13,000, and I have personally seen examples go for that kind of price in auctions in New York and private collector sales in Los Angeles where competitive bidding pushed the price higher and higher. So my friends, never underestimate the power of checking your pocket change. The 1983p Kennedy half dollar might just be sitting quietly in a jar in your home, waiting for someone with a sharp eye to discover it. Keep hunting, stay curious, and remember, in the world of coin collecting, the smallest details can lead to the biggest treasures.